And now, iHeartRadio presents the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida.
If you want to crown them, then crown them. They are who we thought they were.
Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Welcome to the only real, authentic sports talk radio show in the state of Florida, where we concentrate on the teams and the topics most integral to the Sunshine State. Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I'm Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. That man right over there is Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports talk radio. The prodigy of production is over there behind the glass, making us sound good. Primetime Jaden Grimes. We are live in Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeartRadio app. Wherever you are, we are glad to have you with us. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. Do we have any prizes today, Krabby Krab?
We certainly do. Central will be taking on UNC this weekend at the Bounce House.
Quit calling them Central. You put Central on the tweet.
Oh, Bill. He'll learn. UCF fans will tell him. I don't know that he'll see it on social media, but I'm sure his girlfriend will. And
so he called them Central? I missed this.
Yeah,
he called them just Central?
Yeah, he said, yeah, we're getting ready for Central. And we have the clip. We'll play it later on in the show, but we have tickets to that game. That will be at around 4:50 this afternoon. We'll give you a text prompt for that. And we also have Caribe Royale boxing tickets that we'll give away at the end of this hour.
Absolutely. We're going to talk a lot of sports today. Football, more football, maybe a little baseball. I got in a topic I might want to bring up later, and an NBA topic as well. Let's get to the highlights and headlines. Let's start last night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers win in the final seconds yet again as Baker Mayfield led an 11-play, 80-yard drive capped off by this Rachaad White 2-yard touchdown run with 6 seconds left.
Mayfield sends it back in motion. Hands the ball off. Rachaad White into the end zone. Is he in? Is he in? Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Buccaneers take the lead at 20-19.
20-19. What about it, Krabs? They run it in. With 6 seconds left. Now, they had another down, so they could have called a timeout. But still, they muscled it into the end zone. That's physicality right
Absolutely.
there.
And you got to have that if you're going to win in the NFL. You got to have it if you're going to win in the NFC or playing teams like the Lions and the Eagles when it matters the most. That was a gutsy, gritty win by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Very impressed with what I saw. The moxie down the stretch. Baker Mayfield, 4th and 10, scrambles his way, injures his ankle and says, hang on, ankle. I got to talk trash real quick. I mean, the guy he gets the players around him to play so hard. They're doing this without Tristan Wirfs. Luke Gedeke on the offensive line gets hurt as well. They still don't have Chris Godwin. This team has 2 impressive wins deep into the fourth quarter, and they're not even close to 100%.
Yeah, speaking of that 4th and 10 run, Prodigy, do we have the highlight of that?
Pressure off the edge. Mayfield steps through. And he's tripped up with a first down by Gardner Johnson.
Goes flipping over. Looked like John Elway back in the day, running and flipping over. 15-yard gain on 4th and 10. Here's Todd Bowles talking about Baker Mayfield.
That was a heck of a job of situational football. Really, Baker on the 4th and 10, using his legs to get the first down. That kind of catapulted everything from there. Everything we practiced, everything we talked about, and everything we've done about finishing the ball game, they did a heck of a job finishing.
My God, Kravitz, what a warrior Baker Mayfield is. What a dog he is. What an alpha dog he is. The guy's gone from the whiny, bratty, number 1 overall draft bust to the gutsy, feisty leader of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You want to talk about it? I'll say it right now, Kravitz. You're going to laugh at me. I know it's a Tuesday. Here's an overreaction Tuesday. Right now, I'm putting Baker Mayfield among my top 5 quarterbacks in the league. All right. Lamar Jackson 1, Josh Allen 2, Patrick Mahomes 3, Joe Burrow, when he's healthy, 4. Number 5, Baker Mayfield. Boom.
Wow. Okay, so you have him ahead of Jalen Hurts. That's
Yes.
interesting. You have him ahead of Jaden Daniels. We've kind of fallen in love with him. You have him ahead of Goff. You have him ahead of Stafford.
I'm talking about right now.
I know.
I'm not talking about 3 years ago with Matt Stafford or 4 years ago.
Matt
with
Stafford's still pretty damn good, but yeah, I'm not going to laugh at you. I'm okay with this. He's playing like it. He has put this team on his back. And I was thinking of this as I'm watching this game last night. You had posed the question to me yesterday, can you only be successful at an elite level at the quarterback position in the NFL today if you can use your legs, if you have some sort of a running threat? And I said, no, look at Jared Goff. And that was the best example that I could come up with. I'm watching Baker Mayfield yesterday, more so early in the game. And I'm thinking, I got to remember to use Baker as part of my argument. And then at the end of the game, he's using his legs to pick up first downs. I'm like, forget it. Baker runs too. That is the sort of toughness and moxie that we are dying to see in Dolphins Nation from Tua. Baker has it in spades. I'm not going to laugh at you. He's at least on that 5th quarterback is borderline anyway in the NFL. So I'm fine throwing Baker in there.
Yeah, some people might throw Justin Herbert in there after last night. The Chargers defense shuts down the Raiders, and then Herbert passes for 242 yards, 2 touchdowns as the Chargers win 20-9 late last night. Give me a little what do we have? Do we have Herbert to the Q, man?
And they run 4. Herbert has all day in the pocket. Takes a shot downfield. 2 wide open. Caught. Quentin Johnston. Touchdown. Chargers. 60-yard touchdown. Herbert to Q.
I had the Q on my fantasy league a couple of years ago. He was terrible. Now the Q is a fantasy stud. I think he has 3 touchdowns this year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Kravitz?
Yeah, well, he had 2 last night.
No, I think he had 1 last night, 2 last week.
Yeah, 2 in week 1. So him and Emeka Ibuka just keep popping into the end zone. Quentin Johnston, after he came out of TCU, had bricks for hands. The guy couldn't hold on to the football. He's kind of the wide receiver equivalent to Baker Mayfield. We got 2 first-round resurgent players last night on Monday Night Football. Quentin Johnston, you add him to the mix with Ladd McConkey, and you have a veteran like Keenan Allen. Justin Herbert looks comfortable and settled into this new offense. The Chargers are really good. There's a reason why now they, not the Chiefs, are the favorites to win the AFC West.
That's right. The Chiefs, 9 straight conference titles. It's going to end this year. It's going to end this year with the Chargers because they look really, really good. All right, we talked about this story yesterday. LSU coach Brian Kelly has apologized for snapping at a reporter following Saturday's 20-10 victory against Florida after LSU won that hard-fought game. The press conference opens up, and the LSU reporter, Prodigy, do we have the beginning of how the reporter began the press conference?
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game.
Okay, that's good. We got the gist of it. All right, so yesterday, Kelly apologizes. Listen.
Before I get to the game in Southeast Louisiana, I want to go back to the press conference after the game. I've texted with Mike and offered my apology to him for the way I handled the questioning. I think it's important to understand that, my standards relative to how we work with the media on a day-to-day basis need to be higher. And I take responsibility for that, and I'll be better in the future. And understanding also the way I'm thinking after a game, and we've mentioned this a couple of times, the emotions of the game right after it. I haven't watched any film. It's difficult to make those assessments of specifics. And I'm going to defend my team. I'm going to defend my players first and foremost. But having said that, I publicly apologize to Mike, and he's an outstanding reporter. He works hard, and we'll do better moving forward.
There you go.
Stop it with this. Kravitz, I told you yesterday, this was all staged. Kelly knew exactly what he was doing. He was trying to show his players that he has their back. He's standing up for them. He even mentioned it again during his apology. So he gets that. He backs up his players, and now he looks like the nice guy for apologizing to Mike, the reporter. Stop it. The reporter deserved to be blasted.
You can disagree with a question, the way that it's asked, when it's asked, the wording, whatever. You're the one at the podium. You are well within your right as a coach or a player to say, not a fan of that question, don't want to answer that right now. There are ways to go about it without being an outright bully, which is exactly what Brian Kelly was. And there's a reason why he apologized for it, because he came across like a D-bag.
Okay, Mr. Snowflake. Oh, he bullied the reporter.
He has you don't hear Brian Kelly, the original, not the apology. He sounds like your typical dude that has to enter anger management. He overreacts to a situation.
How about the reporter asking the wrong question to open the press conference?
What do you mean? But who's to say? That's an opinion. That's not a fact. If that's the question that he wanted to ask, he can ask that. That's what that.
Ask it later. Have some decorum. Have some.
But Mike, you make it sound like it is a rule that is written in stone. That is an unwritten rule. That is not nowhere on the door when you enter the press room does it say, don't ask about the offense first if the team won the game. It doesn't say that.
It's an unwritten rule, sort of like if a pitcher beans your player in the head, the other pitcher is going to bean the opposing player. That it's just an unwritten rule of journalism that you don't do that.
Just let everybody else in the media room roll their eyes, and you don't have to be so angry all the time. Brian Kelly, you just won the game. Why are you so upset?
Right. Why does he have to explain
I can't
himself
stand that guy
after he wins the game? Okay.
Up next, Tom Brady and the Raiders. Is this a full-blown conflict of interest? I know you saw it last night. We're going to talk about that next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Football season has been hot. What a start to college in the NFL, and the place to get in on all of the action is Florida's only legal sports book. That's Hard Rock Bet. Rivalries, upsets, chaos. College football is at its best when you're part of the action. Sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. Get the party started on Hard Rock Bet. And if you're looking for an edge on your next wager, find crazy stats and trends on the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. That's where you can find the hottest streaks, like the fact that the Buffalo Bills have won 12 straight games at home. They play the Dolphins on Thursday night, by the way. The app is safe, it's slick, it's reliable, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
When we guys hear the word hormones, we think that's a her problem. Mood swings, menopause, hot flashes, that's her lane, right? Wrong. The truth is, guys, your hormones crash too. You just don't talk about it. You feel tired all the time. You've got brain fog. You're not interested in sex, or maybe your body isn't cooperating. Sound familiar? That's why I'm talking to you about Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. They treat men and women. They treat couples who want to feel like themselves again. Dr. John Carazella left his successful practice as a Yale-trained orthopedic surgeon to dedicate his career to what really matters, keeping people at their peak performance for life. Why? Because too many people, both men and women, are suffering and not getting any answers from traditional medicine. Fellas, it's time to step up. Help her get her spark back and get yours back too. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's where all the information is. Hormonesandwellness.com, because this isn't about getting old. It's about getting right.
What's going on? I hope your drive right now is a smooth one, and it should be on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Looks like no major incident in your way. Of course, your usual delay, I-4 eastbound, approaching both World Drive and State Road at 535, but westbound is clear. East and westbound of the 408 as well. North and southbound lanes of the Turnpike, as well as the Greenway and 429 toll. If you have any incident to report, call our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Prime Big Deal Days. Prime Big Deal Days are happening on October 7th and 8th with savings up to 40% off. This is your chance to grab that item you've been thinking about. It's Prime Big Deal Days, coming soon, October 7th and 8th.
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
It's happening this Friday and Saturday.
Live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 10:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Yingling Traditional Lager. Brewed by the same family for nearly 200 years, it's a crisp amber lager with a bold, smooth flavor that's perfect for game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching from your favorite bar, Yingling is the taste of tradition. Yingling, legends stand the test of time.
Just because an injury doesn't show up on an x-ray doesn't mean it isn't real. We know doctors that specialize in whiplash, sprains, strains, and tears. They can help us prove your pain is real and fight for your future medical needs. Farah and Farah.
Orlando.
The Greater Orlando Sports Commission recognizes Chrissy Elliott, Executive Vice President of Event Operations with Florida Citrus Sports, as a 2025 Women in Sports Leadership Award winner. Chrissy has been a leader in organizing and growing youth sporting events throughout Central Florida for 28 years. Join the Greater Orlando Sports Commission for the Celebrating Women in Sports Luncheon, presented by Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute, this Wednesday, 11 a.m. at Edition Financial Arena. To bid on silent auction items, visit GreaterOrlandoSports.com.
When you hear that a small Blizzard treat is just 85 cents in the DQ app, you might just feel like you're dreaming. 85-cent Blizzard treats. Trust us when we say you're not. But get to DQ quickly, because this dream is only a reality for so long. Hurry and get your small Blizzard treat for just 85 cents with a $1 purchase when you sign up for DQ Rewards. For a limited time at participating locations. Terms apply.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
It's time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
NFL is off to a wild start.
Touchdown pass number 508 for Aaron Rodgers.
And a new season lives on iHeartRadio.
Touchdown Denver.
Local stations bring you the action live.
Touchdown Chargers.
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
Touchdown.
Just search NFL to dive in.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Golfers, are you looking for a new challenge course? Check out Victoria Hills Golf Club in DeLand. Get 2 rounds of golf for just $35 at CentralFloridaSaves.com. That's 2 rounds of golf for $35 at CentralFloridaSaves.com.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz rolls right along. AM 930 in Jacksonville. You can find us there. FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. And home base, Orlando, Florida on FM 96.9 The Game. Appreciate everybody for making us part of your afternoon. Mike, a big decision was made today by yours truly.
What?
You know, I like to captain a lot of what we do on social media. And I've decided, you know, we gotta put the eggs in the proper basket here. I started a Zoneheads Instagram account many years ago and have built up a decent following. I have switched the account to Game On Sports Talk. Game On wasn't available, so we had a Game On Sports Talk on Instagram. If you want to follow us on Instagram, and then of course our bevy of radio stations that we're on. But if you're looking for this show specifically, it's at Game On Sports Talk on Instagram.
You know the thing I don't, and you know me in the social media machines, the Instagram machine. Like I like to get on social media on my computer, my laptop. All right. Some of these like the Instagram machine, you can only use your phone, kind of right?
Yeah, it's an app. It's not a website.
They have a website. It's just
they
not
have
good.
a website, but it's
Yes.
like a formality.
I want more websites and less apps. That's what I want.
All right, I'll let Meta know that Mike is not happy with their current setup. The Zoneheads Facebook page is still live. That one I won't change that, but
I want to be able to get it on my desktop.
okay, that's enough, old man. Take your Metamucil. I'm going to do the daily coach quote of the day here. Our daily source of inspiration and motivation. Today's lesson is about the scoreboard of leadership. The real scoreboard isn't just in wins or profits. It's in the leaders that we help create and the lives that we help to transform. We hope to do that on this show. The people that we come into contact with. The four of the most important words that you can tell anybody are, ready? I believe in you. It costs you nothing to say it, and it can change the trajectory of a person's career or life when it is said with belief and followed with action. That
You know what
is
I'm going to
your
do
coach
right
quote.
now, Kravitz? I'm going to text. In fact, if you're watching on the YouTube machine, I've got my phone. I'm going to text that to my daughters right now. I believe in you. I believe in you.
It really is so simple and effective. If you hear that, and it's genuine from somebody that you love and respect, or even if you just respect them, it really does go a long way, because it is hard, even if you're really good at what you do, it's hard to believe in yourself. I mean, think about the best NBA players in the world. These are the best basketball players on the planet. Still stand there at the free throw line with nobody in their face. And what do they all have to do? Big deep breath, because it freaks them out. You know why? Because in their mind is telling them, you're probably going to miss this, even though they're the best in the world at what they do.
Can you imagine, though? You know what? Remember when Dwight Howard played for the Magic and he was so terrible at the free throw line? If he had just looked over to the bench and seen Stan Van Gundy mouthing those words, I believe in you. I believe in you. He would have been much better.
You know,
right?
if he had looked closer, he would have seen the bulldog in your shiny dome in the distance going, shoot them underhanded. Shoot them.
That's right. That's right. Remember we tried to start that?
Yeah, you wanted no part of that. All right, real quick. Last night I noticed something. I think that it's something that stood out to a lot of us. No, it wasn't the fact that neither first-round running back Ashton Genty or Marion Hampton are any good. It was that Tom Brady is in the booth with a headset on, and he wasn't on the call last night. I like how they just casually mentioned that Tom Brady and Chip Kelly are working together on offense. And then the NFL shared the clip on social media and then later went, oopsie, and they deleted it. The Raiders scored 9 points. Geno Smith had 3 interceptions. I think this would be a much bigger deal if the Raiders dropped 40 on the Chargers last night.
Or if the Raiders were good, yeah.
But is this something that fans should get worked up about?
Absolutely it is. I hate this. I've hated it from the beginning. You got, Tom Brady is an analyst for Fox. He's got all of these production meetings with coaches before games. And, in these production meetings, the coaches tell him about which players might be available, which players are injured, give them little tidbits about the team. They essentially open up and tell these analysts things that they don't tell everybody else. They don't share these insights during their weekly press conferences, but they do share them with the TV guys that come in a couple of days before the game. And then you have Tom Brady in the booth last night with headsets on and a computer in front of him. That's a terrible look. I mean, whether he's sharing secrets or not, it's a terrible look. Brady was essentially rubbing it in everybody's face. I don't know why he even allowed himself to be put in that situation. He's a smart guy. He knows the cameras are going to be on him. He knows it's already an issue that, that there may be a conflict of interest, but I don't blame Tom Brady. He's getting his $350 million contract from Fox. I blame the NFL and I blame Fox for this, not Tom Brady.
We'll get more into this a little bit later on in the show. There's a lot more to dive into as far as that story goes. Up next, are there real chemistry issues between Trevor Lawrence and Brian Thomas Jr., or is it all being blown way out of proportion? We'll check in with our Jags insider. Mia O'Brien joins the show next.
Game off with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Want to say thank you to the fellas who came out last night to Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys out in Windermere. Had a great time. We had Bucks Texans started nice and early for us, grabbed a drink at the bar, and then we're able to sit back. I got a haircut, got a manicure last night, talking with folks like John and Jake and Emmanuel. We appreciate everyone who came out, and I hope that you guys had a good time out there. Also signed up for the Classic Club, 2 classic services per month. Free family, friend, and client transfers. So if you can't use your credits, you can give them to somebody else. Talk about a gift to let somebody know that you appreciate them. You get a complimentary beverage when you show up, 20% off any additional services, no contract. You can cancel anytime if it's not working out for you. But Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys, what a place to feel like a better version of yourself. Hammer and Nails, come as you are, leave as you want to be.
You know what I love about football season? Watching Baker Mayfield lead the Tampa Bay Bucks to victory while I'm catching it on Prize Picks. Prize Picks makes daily fantasy simple. Just pick more or less on a player's stat projections like Mayfield's passing yards or Mike Evans' receiving yards, and in under a minute, your lineup is set. On Monday Night Football, I thought the Bucks would win, but I also thought it would be more of a defensive battle, and that's exactly what happened. I had Mayfield going for less than his stat projection of 233 passing yards, and Evans going for less than his projection of 67 receiving yards. Guess what? Winner, winner, chicken dinner for the Bulldog. Prize Picks is built for fans like us. Withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure with Venmo, Apple Pay, and more, and Flex Play lets you cash out even if you miss a pick. Get in the game with me. Download the app today. Use my code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code Bulldog to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
The Greater Orlando Sports Commission recognizes Heather Fagan, Chief of Staff for Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer, as a 2025 Women in Sports Leadership Award winner. Heather has been instrumental in positioning Orlando as a premier sports tourism destination, driving economic impact and national and international visibility. Join the Greater Orlando Sports Commission for the Celebrating Women in Sports Luncheon, presented by Orlando Health Jewett Orthopedic Institute, this Wednesday, 11 a.m. at Edition Financial Arena. To bid on silent auction items, visit GreaterOrlandoSports.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Get the Rolex of your dreams at International Diamond Center's 3-day Epic Rolex event this weekend. IDC's buyers have scoured the globe for the finest luxury pre-owned Rolex models. Some models never even worn, still in the box. Submariners, Daytonas, Pepsis, Batmans, Datejusts, Yachtmasters, Sky Dwellers. IDC has cornered the market on the most impressive collection of these pristine timepieces. If you've been looking for the perfect watch, but have been frustrated by the lack of choices and restrictions at the authorized dealers, make plans now to be at this amazing event. IDC has the luxury pre-owned Rolex you want at an amazing price, with special financing options as well. Each one has been well maintained and thoroughly inspected and looks brand new. Reward yourself or someone you love with the ultimate symbol of success and the most coveted brand in the world. Don't miss International Diamond Center's epic Rolex event with special pricing, special financing, and our best selection ever. It's this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, and only at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Unapproved credit.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-978-1515. That's 800-978-1515.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit Progressive.com today.
When you're injured in a car accident and the insurance company denies your medical bills, denies to pay your lost wages, and won't repair your car, it's time to fight back. Time to call Farah and Farah at 800-500-5555. Orlando.
Is your business craving efficiency? Is it hungry for productivity? Then there's a tech solution you should implement now if you want to crush your KPIs and you also want BLTs or burrito bowls or like bagels. It's called EasyCater, one platform for ordering food from a huge variety of restaurants for all your workplace needs. From falafel for the finance team to lasagna for the lunch and learn. Plus tools to help you save time and stay on budget. Ready to nail your deliverables? Order now at easycater.com.
The atmosphere will be electric as the UCF Knights welcome Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels to the Bounce House. Our coverage starts at 1:30. Kickoff is 3:30. Exclusively on your home for UCF football all season long. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by Prime Big Deal Days.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Tuesday, we're going to be expecting another pleasant day. Plan for temperatures to climb into the mid to upper 80s with a high of 89 degrees today in Orlando. So that's still a degree or two below normal, and our humidity levels will still be very manageable. That will help to keep our rain chances at bay today with only a 20% chance. Higher chances, though, are on the way as we head towards the end of this week and into the weekend, along with the return of the humidity. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Prime Big Deal Days are happening on October 7th and 8th with savings up to 40% off. This is your chance to grab that item you've been thinking about. It's Prime Big Deal Days, coming soon, October 7th and 8th.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
It's time to talk some Jacksonville Jaguars football with Mia O'Brien. You can catch her work on the Mo Bryan NFL Notebook, the 904 podcast, and beyond. Mia, not such a great week for the Cats. What happened on Sunday if you had to elevator pitch this thing?
Well, the other Cats played pretty well. So to define which cat we're talking about, it was a cat fight in Cincinnati on Sunday.
The one
and
with the
ultimately,
spots.
you know,
Yeah, the one with the spots
Yeah.
didn't play well.
yes, exactly. Ultimately, though, I mean, at one point during the game, one of the other reporters in the press box looked over at me and said, you know, if nothing else, this is a really entertaining game. And we were not treated to many entertaining Jacksonville Jaguars games over the last year and a half. And so I don't want to say that you could take solace in that. I don't want to say you could take solace in, well, it's a first-year coach, they're still learning the offense, because the reality is, to your point about an elevator pitch, they blew this one. The Jaguars absolutely lost this game compared to the Cincinnati Bengals winning this game. Jake Browning remains their kryptonite, whether it's that quick passing attack that just throws whoever the defensive play caller is into a tizzy. If for whatever the reason, that guy steps onto a football field and the Jaguars short circuit on the defensive side of the ball. But I do think there were a lot of encouraging moments from this game for the Jaguars. And as Andrew Dewey Winger told me post-game, it's one of those where you'll know in December or January why they lost this one and whether or not they learned from it.
We have to ask about the chemistry issues. It seems like there's something that is off. I mean, whether it's chemistry or it's a fear to catch passes over the middle of the field, how have you diagnosed this peculiar situation with what looked like one of the best young receivers in the NFL just a year ago? Now Brian Thomas Jr. is afraid to catch passes. So what is going on? Is this a him problem? Is this a connection problem, or is it nothing?
Yeah, ultimately, training camp did not look pretty. And we asked Liam Cohen about it, and he said, well, look at the joint practice. Look at the stadium scrimmage. When the lights come on, the dude shows up. And those were two of the stronger performances in training camp that Brian Thomas Jr. had in practice. In the preseason games, he looked A-okay too. And now here we get to the regular season, and a lot of the shortcomings that we saw from both his performance and his connection with the quarterback throughout training camp have resurfaced. Ultimately, I don't have an answer. And, you know, on my podcast today on Club 904, we had Daniel Griffiths of Action Sports Jacks, who really dives into the data analytics better than anybody on the market. And he said there's no real data that you can look at and say, well, this is the reason, or you need to have him operating more out of the slot than on the outside, or you need to get him involved early and often. He got the first two targets of the game. It's not like Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence aren't consciously trying to get Brian Thomas Jr. involved. But ultimately, it's concerning with the alligator arm in the middle of the field situations where he's sticking his hand up to almost poke the ball into the air, but not actually try to secure it within his mitts. That's concerning. That doesn't have anything to do with the quarterback. I think that we had quite the discourse online over the last 48 hours surrounding what defines a hospital ball, and those who believe that that's all that Trevor Lawrence throws. I don't know about you gentlemen. I saw if the definition that I saw on the internet and online yesterday is to be believed. I saw a lot of hospital balls thrown by all four quarterbacks I watched last night, and none of them were named Trevor Lawrence. So I think that the reality is that in 2025, you have to be able to catch the ball through contact. And for whatever the reason, whether it's this mysterious wrist injury that Liam Cohen referenced yesterday in his availability, if it's the upper body injury, the shoulder rib injury that Brian Thomas Jr. suffered against the Green Bay Packers last year that he referenced on the Pivot podcast, for whatever the reason that, quite frankly, only Brian Thomas Jr. probably knows, he has not been a willing receiver through contact through 2 games so far in 2025.
Me, as a Jags fan, the words I never want to hear again is Jake Browning is your kryptonite. So don't ever say that again, please. I do want to add.
I don't know why. I think if Joe Burrow, I'll tell you this, Mike. If Joe Burrow finishes that game, the Jaguars win the game. How about that? You would have taken down a top 3 quarterback. You just can't take down his backup.
Well, he did throw 3 picks. There is that. But I want to ask you. I think it was you who asked the question in one of the press conferences. Liam Cohen got very animated with Trevor Lawrence after he threw a bad pass and banged his chest as if to tell Trevor Lawrence, "Hey, hit the guy in the chest." And Trevor Lawrence sort of waved him off when he was doing this. I'm just what Travis was just talking about chemistry issues. Is laid back Trevor? Is he a good mix with animated Liam?
Yes, I think he is, because I think that Liam is raising the temperature for 16, and 16 is grounding Liam Cohen. Does that answer your question? Because I think that Liam Cohen, with all due respect to Dabo Swinney, dating back to Trevor Lawrence's days back at Cartersville High School, I think Liam Cohen is the first head coach Trevor Lawrence has ever had in his life who's not been afraid to call him out and has not been afraid to say, "Hey, do this right, do this." And Trevor Lawrence wants that. He's wanted that for the 4 years that I've known him here in Jacksonville. He wants to be coached hard. He just hasn't been coached hard. And now the rubber is meeting the track, and it'll be curious to see how he responds. I think he's responded well. I asked Trevor the question, to your point. I did ask Trevor the question in Sunday's post-game press conference about how he perceives moments like that. And he said, I was not shooing him off. I was not trying to poo-poo him or tell him this. I was simply telling him, "Hey, we got this. Don't worry." That's why he made the gesture that he did. And ultimately, he feels himself having more fire and being more competitive, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, that's what every Jaguars fan has been clamoring for the last 4.5 years, is to see more fire and more of a competitive spirit in their quarterback. You're getting it. So I don't know why everybody now is panicked, and I don't know if they will ever be happy with the play of this quarterback or any quarterback to ever go under center for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Also, and I don't want to sound like a Jaguars homer here, all right, but that pass interference call on Travis Hunter, I mean, he knocks the ball away. There's barely any contact. What's been the reaction among Jaguars players and coaches with that call?
Yeah, I mean, in the moment, because we've only gotten to speak to 2 players virtually yesterday, and in the post-game locker room, if anything, I think the defensive players were still more outraged with regards to Devin Lloyd's interception that questionably could have actually been a pick 6. The question of whether or not he actually hit the ground and thus would be ruled down, or did he glide on top of the offensive player and in turn never touch the ground? There were more players talking about that post game than Travis Hunter's PI, and I think a lot of it was they didn't want to speak out of turn. Ultimately, when you go back and watch the tape, Devin Lloyd probably has his shin or his ankle a little bit on the ground, and Travis Hunter, outside of some hand fighting right off the line of scrimmage, barely touches the wide receiver, if I'm being completely honest, outside of when he turns his head around, which, correct me if I'm wrong, one of the reasons that you don't get called for PI is if you turn your head around, which he did. I saw more potential pass interference situations last night in those 2 Monday Night Football games that were not called and much more egregious than what I saw Travis Hunter do on Sunday. And so it's unfortunate. I think that when you hear Liam Cohen dissect the decision to not kick the field goal, to go for it on 4th down, because to his point, you're giving a backup quarterback less than 3 minutes, has to convert multiple 4th downs. gets a lucky PI call, and then they have to go score a touchdown, not a field goal. And what are the odds of that? Well, the odds when you coach the Jacksonville Jaguars, at least recent history shows us, they're pretty high. But the rest of the National Football League, you like those odds. And so I don't fault Liam Cohen for it, and perhaps it is just a fluky, it only could happen to the Jaguars or maybe the Chargers type of situation.
Yeah. Mia O'Brien, catch her work on the Mo Bryan NFL Notebook and the 904 podcast. All of that. She does incredible work. Thanks so much, Mia. Appreciate the breakdown.
Thanks.
Absolutely, guys. Talk to you next week.
Love it. Loving the extra salt from Mia today. Coming up next, it's your time to shine. Your texts, your talkbacks. We've got Caribe Royale tickets to give away as well. So make sure you're locked in for that. Game On continues right after this commercial break.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
We all know football games are won and lost in the fourth quarter. The same could be said for real estate. And right now we're heading into the fourth quarter of the year. And if you've been thinking about selling your home, now is the winning time to do it. More buyers are entering the market, and homes in Central Florida are selling for 6% more and twice as fast when listed with the Nickley Group. And right now, guys, interest rates are going down. They're going to go down again next week. They're already right around 6. They haven't been as low as 6 in about a year. These guys and the Nickley Group, they don't just stick to one game plan. They've got multiple strategies, including their guaranteed cash offer, which I love. You can get a cash offer within 24 hours. No showings, no hassle, close fast, or you can list on the open market and still cash in on historically high equity. Whatever your play, the Nickley Group has you covered. For a guaranteed offer on your home, visit thenickley.com. If you want to sell quickly, just call Nickley.
If you're not just looking for good beer, but one of the best beers you'll ever try in your life, I encourage you to check out the menu over at Hourglass Brewing. 2 locations, one in Longwood, one near downtown. They call that their district location. Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery that did make the best beer ever, Zoneheads 35, and hopefully at the end of the year we get another batch of that as well. And they crank out the hits on the daily. If you love beer, no matter the type, IPAs, that's my flavor, sours, lagers, they have something for you. I guarantee that. And if you want to save a buck or two, stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wine, ciders, seltzers. They've got something for everyone. Cozy up to the bar. Get to know their incredibly friendly staff. And again, they've got 2 locations that you can frequent. One in Longwood in my neck of the woods and also on Curry Ford Road. And stay tuned for more information on Game On Happy Hours, which will be happening over the next couple of months. It's Hourglass Brewing. We'll see you there.
Hey, what's happening? I hope your ride right now is a smooth and safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Seems like we're incident-free east and westbound on I-4 at this time, and the same does go for Colonial Drive and the Beach Line. East and west of the 408 is also moving along fine. Thankfully, north and south of the Turnpike is clear, as well as the Greenway and the 429 toll. Thankfully, no issues on OBT or John Young Parkway right now either. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
Bet Online continues to be your number one source for all your football betting action. Bet Online has all the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From every pro to college game, Bet Online remains your choice for sports wagering info. Bet Online. The game starts here.
If you want your windows there and weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you better have a lawyer who understands the traffic rules for big trucks.
And a lawyer who can navigate the hundreds of laws that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you.
Orlando, you worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job,
your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000, 407-213-0000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
IKEA is celebrating 40 years of making home dreams possible in the U.S. Visit us in store September 3rd until the 23rd for limited time offers and experiences like our Ortianta streetwear collection, our new Pilvercod furniture, daily chances to win gift cards, and more. Come celebrate 40 years of meatball-filled shopping, brave attempts at our Swedish names, and the inexplicable need for stylish modern design. Offer valid September 3rd through September 23rd, 2025. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and ikea.us.com for details. Restrictions apply.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at thrivent.com.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game, sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Thanks to you, thousands of teachers now have the tools they need to thrive, and their students do too.
I get up every single morning, and I can't wait to see their smiling faces coming through my door.
iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose, building brighter futures one classroom at a time.
As a teacher, I'm really trying to help them come to school every day and put their foot in the right direction of life.
And we're just getting started. Help keep the momentum going and nominate a teacher who's made a difference in your life at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
This is the beat of sports.
Mark Richt averaged 10 wins a year at Georgia. The problem was a decade of that, he didn't win the right games. Their biggest rival games, or when they played top 10 teams, they lost. They beat up on everybody else, and it wasn't good enough. And Georgia felt that they needed to make a change. For Billy Napier on a different level, though Gator fans would love to average 10 wins, you do get a sense that 8-5, it's just not going to be good enough. And it just has that view, like, can it get to the next two levels? The first level is winning 9 or 10 games. The next level is you're competing for the SEC championship and national championships. And I think most Florida fans feel like that's not going to happen with him in charge.
They haven't liked him from the beginning.
No, because it wasn't as sexy of a hire, and the personality just didn't initially resonate.
Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. Thursday, the Dolphins head north to take on bitter AFC East rival, the Buffalo Bills. Our coverage begins at 6 p.m. Catch every exciting moment of Miami Dolphins football right here, all season long on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Touchdown! The UCF Knights are heard here. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Tuesdays are a triple threat at Wing House. Dig into $3 street tacos packed with bold flavor. You can sip on $3 well drinks as well. Enjoy refreshing $3 16-ounce domestic draft. No, Bianchi loves those. It's the perfect midweek escape. Unbeatable deals, a laid-back vibe, whether you're flying solo or you're rolling with the crew. Taco Tuesday at Wing House is always a win. 3 Central Florida locations. Wing House, good food, beautifully served. Just like
There's
you.
nothing like There is nothing like a cold draft beer sitting at a bar like the Wing House bar. Cold draft beer in a frosty 16 to 22 ounce glass. Oh, I want it.
Mike, I thought of a good text question, and this will come more into play for me tomorrow. But I'm going to a concert at the Kia Center tomorrow night. The band is called Sleep Token, and
Okay.
my wife
What
is
are they?
my wife is a big fan. They are a heavy metal rock group, I guess would be the best way to describe them. Their band members wear masks as to keep themselves anonymous. Just to give you an idea. If you remember what the Legion of Doom looked like in the WWE,
Yeah, this is like a wrestling rock group.
I don't know, for some reason Mallory has become a big fan of them. Some of their music is pretty good. I've listened to it in the car in preparations for the concert, but we got hooked up with tickets through JRR, and so we're going tomorrow night. And so I'm a complete fish out of water on this. I mean,
are they wrestling masks that they wear?
They look they almost look like it looks like you're walking through a haunted house is the best way I could describe this. And so I'm going to be a complete fish out of water. I mean, look, I have a baby blue Under Armour shirt on. I don't exactly fit the demo. So when's the last time, or what's the most fish out of water feeling you've ever had? That's my text question today at 50857. Where you've just felt like, I am here, and you look around and think, I don't know if I belong in this particular situation. I don't know if there's enough for people to pull from that, but that's going to be me tomorrow.
Would it be like when you like I remember I took my daughter one time to it was back when the Jonas Brothers were the big boy band.
That's perfect.
Huh?
That is perfect. Yeah, so you're
but
there.
That's like a day. I wasn't. There were a lot of like people out of water there, bringing their 12-year-old daughters to the concert.
I think it still applies though, because you're sitting through that, you don't like their music, and you're trying not to seem grumpy about it because you want to be a good dad. You probably weren't like, all right, hey, when does this thing wrap up? I got to get back home and set my fantasy lineup.
I do love the fact that they're wearing wrestling masks out there, like Mil Mascaras or something.
You got to Google this. Look up Sleep Token real quick.
They look more like samurai masks than anything.
Okay. I mean, I honestly, I only know from what I've seen on the internet. I would defer. This is Jaden's type of music. I should send Jaden with my wife to go to the concert.
Yeah, I feel like a proud dad right now. It's like one of your first metal shows. I'm sitting here with a smile on my face. I'm like, yes.
One of my greatest masked man memories in wrestling is when, I don't know what happened, but Dusty Rhodes, he had to wear a mask. Somehow he got kicked out of the it was some loser leave town match or something, and he came back as a masked man, and it was like Dusty Rhodes. The Midnight Rider was his name.
It's not me, baby. I'm I'm the masked man, baby.
And he still had that big fat belly and those big flabby boobies, and it was still Dusty, but yeah, he thought he was the mask.
All right, did you get that? Flabby, you can cross flabby boobies off of your bingo card for Tuesday's game on. All right, boxing fans, Night of Champions 12 returns to Caribe Royale, Orlando on Friday, September 19th. That's this Friday. Undefeated Kevin Brown defends the WBA Continental North American title against Juan Meza Angula. Text in right now for your chance to win today's prize. You can text the word FIGHT to 50857. That's FIGHT to 50857. I'll send one of you to the match. That's at the end of the week on Friday. More game on the way. We're going to pause for a quick moment. Let the talented folks of Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest and greatest in sports. I'm going to become a grill master in 60 seconds. You won't want to miss this. We will be right back.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
The sleep token? Yeah. Get ready. Rock show tomorrow night. Broadcasting
Hey,
live. Yeah, what's up?
Kravitz, before you get into the Grill Master segment, you were just giving away some boxing tickets. I was listening to Daniels and Kelly Velez yesterday, and they were talking about staying up to watch the Alvarez Terrence Crawford fight the other night. You realize that fight started at like 1 a.m. Eastern time? 1 a.m. And you wonder why boxing has lost its niche in this country. 1 a.m. Who in the hell is staying up till 1 a.m.?
Seven people. I don't know. I think I heard the exact same conversation. I didn't realize I didn't stay up for it. I told you that maybe I would go flip back and forth between that and some football. Well, I'm not watching football at 1 a.m. I'm sleeping. Even on a night where I stay up late, I'm not up at 1 o'clock in the morning. That doesn't happen. Doesn't happen for me.
The biggest fight in years starts at 1 a.m. when nobody's up.
And the worst part about it is it'd be one thing if they said, hey, we're going to start at 1 a.m. Set your watch to it. Set your alarm to it. And that first boxer is walking down. You don't have to start the fight then, but the boxer is walking down to the ring at 1 o'clock in the morning. Apparently, it was supposed to start at midnight. And it started an hour late. You have to be able to deliver, but you have to deliver on what you're promoting. If people start watching at 11 and the thing they're watching for doesn't start for 2 hours, you're either not going to keep them or they're never coming back. A very select few people will go, that was great. I love sitting around all night and waiting for this. People are drinking. They're tired. How do you expect to build a fan base?
You're having a fight part. You're having a fight party and people are like having to spend the night at your house after the
Oh my
fight.
God. Could you imagine? This is one of the reasons I don't like having people over, because you go, I'm going to have people over for the fight. And then a few people, you go, okay, guys, let's wrap this up. Okay.
Get in your car drunk and drive home at 3 a.m.
We got some texts at 50857. Somebody said, I'm in the same boat that you're in. My daughter's friend bailed on her last minute, so I'll be headed to sleep token tomorrow night as well. So we're going to have to put on a brave face. Somebody said being sober at a Fish concert. That's when they felt like a fish out of water. No pun intended. Somebody said, I absolutely hate being scared. So I took my wife when we were dating to Halloween Horror Nights. You can't be, but like as a guy, you can't be the one that's more scared than the woman that you're with. That is, that's probably. I mean, I guess it worked out for you. You got married, but wow. Okay, so people say that that the summer is grilling season, Mike. For me, it's the fall and the winter. I like when the grill out on the patio heats me up. You know, I'll grill in the summer, but standing next to a hot grill when the temperature's in the mid 90s to me doesn't feel like grilling season. Grilling season to me is it's nice and crisp outside. I can go outside and I don't even need a sweater on because you get the grill right in front of you. That to me feels like grilling season. Either way, in honor of true grilling season for me starting up, you and I are going to play the role of grill masters, and we're going to tell you which teams in the NFL are already cooked. I'm going to start with I have about 5 or 6 teams that I've already nominated for this.
Well, some of them were cooked before the season even started.
All right, well, you can tell. I'm just going to go down. I'll go down my list.
Like the Saints. You can't say that they're cooked.
I do not
knew they were cooked.
They started tanking before the season started. So, yeah, for the most part, my list are teams that you had some hope for entering into the season. And I'm here to tell you, as the grill master, that the burger is ready. They are cooked. Throw it on the bun. The New York Jets are 0-2. Justin Fields is hurt. Even when he wasn't, a 1.1 quarterback rating. I didn't even know that was possible against the Buffalo Bills. Their defense is bad. Their offense is worse. They are cooked. Cook them. They're done. Done with the Jets.
Do you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Are team? Well, the Miami Dolphins do they count? The Miami Dolphins?
Oh,
they're cooked.
Mike, they are mahi. Their
Yeah, the
defense
Miami
stinks. Their
Dolphins,
head coach is going to get fired.
Yeah. Tua's gun shy. Tyreek Hill, we don't know what's going on with him. They are cooked.
Yep, cooked. They are absolutely cooked, no doubt. And these teams, the teams that we are saying are cooked, they're no hope to make the playoffs. It's already dead. The New York Giants, Russ was cooking in their last game, but the defense got torched. And then inexplicably, I don't know if you caught this, Mike, but Brian Daboll throws a Jackson Dart package out there in the middle of the fourth quarter. They're still in the game. They're fighting for a win against Dallas. All of a sudden, Jackson Dart's playing quarterback, and they said on the broadcast, this isn't injury related. They call that the tanking package, by the way. The Giants have cooked themselves, but they're done. 0-2. They're not coming back from that. Not in that division.
Well, here's one that's not 0-2. I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers are done. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, they should be 0-2 right now. They lucked out in their first game. They win that one on the field goal. Aaron Rodgers, I think he's been sacked 7 times already this season. I just don't think that offensive line is very good. They can't run the ball. They're going to have to run the ball to protect Aaron Rodgers. I think the Steelers are cooked.
I'm in complete agreement there. If the Steelers were going to be any good this year, it was going to be very obvious how they had to be good. They had to have a top 5 defense. They had to be able to run the football well, and then let Aaron Rodgers at this stage in his career do what he does best, work off of play action. And we saw some of that in the first game against the Jets, but they had to outscore the Jets. The Jets scored 42 points on them. Like that's terrible. They rank 29th right now in scoring defense. They're probably a little bit better than that, and they'll have some good performances. But if the defense isn't good, they have no chance. How about the Chicago Bears? When you can't block and you can't rush the passer and your quarterback tries to play Superman on every other play, it's a pretty bad combination. Here's the good news. Rome Odunze looks really, really good. Fantasy stud. He's tied for the league lead with 3 touchdown receptions through 2 weeks. The bad news is they're cooked. The Bears are done.
I mean, this one should be pretty obvious, even though they're 2-0. The Bengals are done. Joe Burrow's out for essentially the season. They're in the AFC with all of those great teams and all of those great quarterbacks. And I don't care what Mia says about Jake Browning being the Jaguars' kryptonite. Give me a break. Without Joe Burrow in that lineup, here's the Bengals' upcoming schedule, by the way. The Vikings, which, they just lost their quarterback as well. Then they have the Broncos, the Lions, the Packers, and then the Steelers, another done team. But I just think without Joe Burrow, the Bengals are cooked.
There go the Bengals. We changed their name too. They're so cooked. I really want to disagree with you. If Jake Browning was their quarterback, starting 2-0, which ironically enough, the Bengals never do. They finally win the first 2 games of the season, and now Joe Burrow can't finish out the year. If they just had to get by for a month with Jake Browning, I would say they'd be fine. 3 months, that's asking too much for a backup quarterback, even if he's one of the better backups in the NFL.
By the way, did you hear what Zach Taylor said yesterday? We have full confidence in Jake Browning. And then he goes, but if we want to go out and sign somebody else, I'm all for it.
Well, they need someone to back him up. I don't know if they have anybody ready for that. You on my list, by the way? Jameis Winston, Joe Flacco, Kyle Trask, Malik Willis, Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins. Those are the guys that they should try and bring in to back up Jake Browning. But Jake Browning should get a shot to be the starter. The Carolina Panthers. I don't know if we already thought they were. I don't think that's a team that we thought was cooked.
They're like the Browns. You knew they were cooked before the season.
I think a lot of folks, including myself, thought that they were going to be a lot better this season. The NFC South is a very winnable division, and you thought, okay, maybe the scrappy Panthers could do a little something this year. But Bryce Young still looks confused, and he crumbles at the first sign of contact. But it's okay, Mike. They'll just run the football to alleviate their mediocre quarterback play. Nope. They average 2.6 yards per attempt and 49 rush yards against the Arizona Cardinals. So maybe some of you already knew it, but I will declare the Panthers as cooked. Isn't it amazing? You're 2 weeks into the NFL season. You enter with all of this hope, and we already know that half the league has no chance to win the Super Bowl.
I'm surprised the Cowboys weren't on your list, or the Vikings, maybe. Right? I mean, the Vikings lose their quarterback, even though he hasn't played that well. The Cowboys' defense is horrendous. Those aren't on your list.
The Vikings are cooked. They're done.
What about the Raiders?
They have Carson Wentz starting now.
The
Raiders are cooked. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't have preparations for all of these teams. There's definitely more. I don't think the Patriots are cooked. It's not looking good, but I wouldn't say they're like mid-rare right now. I wouldn't say we're taking them off the grill just yet.
Well, here's the sure things: the Titans, the Dolphins.
But the Titans are in the Saints category. You knew the Titans were going into the
Browns and Saints, yeah, and Panthers, in my opinion.
There you go. It's half of the league is already done. We'll update you as the list grows in the future. Bill Belichick, he called UCF what now? We'll find out exactly what that's all about. Little old Central talk coming up right after this on Game On.
Bianchi and Kravitz.
One of the sure things for me in life is knowing that I can rely on Mills Air, family owned and operated. They've been in our backyard since 1992 as Orlando's citizens, and it's just a team that you can trust. They don't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. You know, whatever it is you need. If it's routine maintenance, if it's just a quick repair, if you need a whole new AC unit, Mills Air is there for you. And they're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, which means they offer rebates up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always rely on the family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call Leon and the crew to schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159, and online at millsair.com.
Orlando, are you ready to rocket my favorite beach getaway? Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes, and that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
Hoping your ride is a safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Right now, a shoulder is blocked northbound approaching Landstar Boulevard on the Greenway. Although this is not affecting traffic, the whole Greenway is fine. So is the 408 and the Turnpike. Right now, the only delays not due to incidents are the usual on I-4, including eastbound approaching 535 from US 192, as well as approaching Amelia Street from Cayley Street. Right now, no major issues or delays westbound. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black with your report.
This report is sponsored by Prime Big Deal Days. Looking for a kitchen upgrade? Prime Big Deal Days are coming. But even if that's not on your list, there will be deals on all kinds of must-haves. Up to 40% off. Shop Prime Big Deal Days on October 7th and 8th.
The ultimate celebration of music.
Our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is happening this Friday and Saturday.
live in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. 16 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
And listen live on the free iHeartRadio app.
This Friday and Saturday night, starting at 10:30.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
A clutch performance is great on the football field, but when it comes to your freedom, clutch play from your legal representation is vital. When your freedom's on the line, you need Trey Flynn in your corner. Trey is a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 18 years of criminal defense experience. Trey's record speaks for itself. He defends DUI cases, serious felonies, and will fight tooth and nail to protect your rights and your future. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you better have a lawyer who understands the traffic rules for big trucks.
And a lawyer who can navigate the hundreds of laws that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Orlando.
Out here, pets are family, and where you go, they go. So bring them to Tractor Supply, where our price match guarantee means you'll save on toys, treats, pet meds, and more all summer long. Tractor Supply, for pets out here.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando. If you want no windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
I'm Dan. He's Ty. Hello. And we're the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast.
Tune in for previews, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else, and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live it.
Catch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app, sponsored by First Horizon Bank.
Take the game with you wherever you go on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free at 969thegame.com.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
We'll get back to your text messages at the end of the hour, 50857. Also, your shot at UCF UNC tickets within this hour. This clip made me laugh out loud on my couch last night. Bill Belichick making waves across Night Nation. He was asked about defending and game planning against the UCF Knights, and this is what he threw out there.
We'll just go through the preparations for Central, and it's another good football team. I know Scott does a good job down there, but we'll have to, gear up for what they do, and they've got a lot of skilled athletes. They get the ball in space a lot. And, defensively, they got some explosive guys we're going to have to handle. So, we'll find out.
Bill, nobody calls them Central.
Hey, he's on a first name basis with them. Central. Florida Central. Absolutely. Florida Central.
Do you think
this is why UCF needs to change their name? They need to change their name, all right?
To what?
Nope. To the University of Orlando. Or Orlando University. None of this directional Central Florida, Central University of Central Florida, UCF. No. Orlando University. Orlando is known throughout the world as a place of fun. Come to Orlando, baby. It would help recruiting. I've been on this bandwagon for 25 years since I got to Orlando.
I don't know. I think it's a little too late. UCF just started establishing a football culture. You can't go changing the name in the middle of that.
Why not?
UCF has, it's identifiable.
They used to be the Golden Knights, and they changed that.
They just dropped a word, Mike. They didn't switch their entire name. But credit to UCF's social team, the University of Orlando's social team. They have already taken this and run with it. They put Central into their Twitter bio. They put Central into their Twitter bio. Let me see if they still have that up while we're talking about it. But I love that. I love what they do over there. It says the official account of Central Football. It says, it doesn't say Central Florida. It says the official account of Central Football on UCF's official Twitter account. That is hilarious. But I mean, it's Bill Belichick. Like, what do you expect? But it's just bizarre. It is bizarre when you really sit back and think about it. That Bill Belichick, as we speak right now at 4:23 p.m. on the East Coast, is game planning for a game against UCF. If you had told me this, Mike, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that you're gonna sit on Sports Talk Radio on September 16th, 2025, talking about Bill Belichick game planning for UCF, I would laugh at you. I would openly mock you and ridicule you for saying such stupid things. And yet, this is the reality we find ourselves in right now.
And you know what? I was watching some of Scott Frost's press conference yesterday, and he was asked about Belichick, obviously, and I guess he used to play for Belichick when Belichick was with I guess he was a defensive coordinator maybe with the Jets. Is that where Scott Frost was drafted?
I don't know
Second rounder,
that.
or third rounder by the Jets. But anyway, he played for Belichick, and somebody asked him about it, and he gave a very sort of short, I'm not going to say it was terse, but it was just sort of a short, obligatory answer, not raving about Belichick or anything like that. It was just sort of a short, obligatory answer. I'm thinking Scott Frost might not like Bill Belichick. And yeah, that's just me talking.
I'm
right?
sure Belichick at that time in his life had no time whatsoever for Scott Frost.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Central coach Scott Frost might not like North Carolina coach Bill Belichick.
Good.
That's all I'm saying.
Let's see UCF. Let's see old Central stick it to him. My question for you, Mike, is this. Cam Fancher is apparently healthy now. So what does Scott Frost do at quarterback? I think we forgot that this is even a storyline. But Cam Fancher never lost his job because of performance on the field. And Taven Jackson has looked pretty good, but he's looked good against Humpties.
Taven Jackson's going to start. I think most people, it's not been officially announced, right? I don't think
I haven't seen that.
I think he was asked that early in the press conference yesterday, and he's essentially said that hasn't been decided yet. But I'm sure it's been decided that Taven Jackson is going to start. Now, maybe maybe they'll integrate Cam Fancher. I'm shocked, Crevice. I didn't even know this. I'm sure you did, being the gambling man that you are. I didn't know UCF was a touchdown favorite.
Yeah, I'm
in this game.
so frustrated with myself.
Why?
Because I wanted to bet this game a week ago, and it wasn't available. And I figured UCF would open around 3-4 points. And sure enough, they did. And I missed the window because it opened. They finally opened it up on Sunday, but it was in the middle of the NFL, and I got lost in the NFL action, and I forgot to look, and it got bet all the way up to UCF -6.5. So I'm going to sit back and wait. So that's a whole field goal of value that we just lost.
Yeah, but I understand that North Carolina has not looked impressive at all. But are we are the gamblers and the wise guys, are they basing this just on UCF hammering North Carolina A&T? Because
I think they're basing it off. They're basing it off of the talent.
UCF didn't look very impressive against North Carolina, against Jacksonville State.
Well, exactly, and so that's where I think a very real pause for me. I'm not just gonna at 3.5. I would have hammered UCF. At 6.5, I have a lot of pause. It's a big difference. I think it's not because of what they did against teams that they're supposed to roll, but it's just the athletes that they have, and a real question about what UNC is actually working with. A Bill Belichick coach defense, which you assumed would be good because it's Bill Belichick, is the 69th in total defense, giving up 337 yards per game. If their defense is an issue, UCF has the talent to make that a problem for UNC. UCF has been a really good home team over the years. I see where they got to this point. I don't think it's going to get any wider than this. And I'm curious to see where it goes throughout the course of the week. But we don't know anything about UNC either. This is going to be a very real, because they got smacked by TCU to open the season, but I'm sure that they're slightly better than that. We're going to find out more about what both of these teams are all about this Saturday. It is definitely a fact-finding mission this weekend. Coming up next, Mike Ginnetti from SpotTrack.com. It is a backup quarterback's world in the NFL. We'll talk about the dollars and cents behind that next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Get ready for an epic engagement event at International Diamond Center. It's this Friday through Sunday. IDC's flying in the entire collections of new styles from both Tacori and Verragio. Hundreds of new rings to choose from. Tacori and Verragio, of course, the world's two premier ring designers, together on the IDC stage with special incentives or zero interest financing through 2028. See Tacori's latest, handcrafted by the true California artisans with exquisite detail. And from New York, see the newest creations from Verragio. Unique, distinctive, and highly personalized. Buy any Tacori or Verragio ring at this event and get a $500 IDC gift card. Buy the engagement ring with a matching wedding band, get a $1,000 gift card. Also, for the amazing 3-day event, IDC has brought in hundreds of luxury pre-owned Rolex watches. These are in immaculate condition. Some of them have never even been worn before. All the popular models, so you can get the Rolex of your dreams. So let the IDC experts hook you up with the finest brands, Tacori, Verragio, Rolex, at this incredible weekend show Friday, Saturday, Sunday, only at International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford, and Mall at Millennium.
Honest, trustworthy, out for your best interest, not things you often hear about with roofing companies. Do yourself a favor, spend a moment researching Eustace Roofing, and you'll find that those thoughts and reviews are exactly what people are saying all over the place. Get your roof replaced today. Don't get caught with a leaky roof during hurricane season. And right now, you can get 15% off of your new roof during their storm season sale. Visit EustaceRoofing.com. Schedule your free roof estimate today. The real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Visit EustaceRoofing.com.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah.
Orlando. IKEA is celebrating 40 years of making home dreams possible in the U.S. Visit us in-store September 3rd until the 23rd for limited-time offers and experiences, like our Ortianta streetwear collection, our new Tilvercott furniture, daily chances to win gift cards, and more. Come celebrate 40 years of meatball-fueled shopping, brave attempts at our Swedish names, and the inexplicable need for stylish modern design. Offer valid September 3rd through September 23rd, 2025. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary. See store and ikea.us.com for details. Restrictions apply.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our cigar of the week. And this week's cigar really is a legendary cigar. It is the FSG by Drew Estate Limited Edition Toro. And it is a trunk press Toro cigar featuring the beautiful Florida sun-grown tobacco right here from their initial 2013 test crops. And they have some in there from their 2014 crop as well, all rounded out with select Nicaraguan and Honduran fillers. The binder, Mexican sun dress, and the wrapper is a stalk cut Connecticut broadleaf. What that gives you is a beautiful medium to medium strong cigar with a little spice in there as well. Great construction, wonderful smoke. You're going to love it today, especially at this price. Only $124.95 a box. That's 24% off. It's the FSG by Drew Estate Limited Edition Toro, and it is your cigar of the week. Thanks so much for joining us for Embers Only. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
When you hear that a small Blizzard treat is just 85 cents in the DQ app, you might just feel like you're dreaming. 85-cent Blizzard treats. Trust us when we say you're not. But get to DQ quickly, because this dream is only a reality for so long. Hurry and get your small Blizzard treat for just 85 cents with a $1 purchase when you sign up for DQ Rewards. For a limited time at participating locations. Terms apply.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Let's talk about Pizza Bruno. This place is top notch. I mean, not. Sorry, I can't get the garlic knots out of my head. You want meatballs, you want salads, you want fresh ingredients in every single mouth-watering bite. Pizza Bruno is your spot. Try my personal favorite, the spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, big dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. 3 locations in Central Florida, Edgewater, Maitland, and on Curry Ford Road. Visit PizzaBrunoFL.com and work up an appetite.
Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
This is the beat of sports.
SEC schools are learning. Money's money. You can get it more than one place. Now, does that mean Alabama's done? I wouldn't go that far. I just think landscape has changed. And again, I don't question anything A.J. McCarron said about playing for Nick Saban and putting on the Bama uniform and what it meant to that state to win. But the reality is the game's changed because money's changed. A quarterback can have a season and be offered 3 times as much money to go someplace else. And it's easy for us to sit in the sideline and go, yeah, but your heart should matter. Easier said than done. The fact that John Wooden, greatest college basketball coach ever, who got the best players because they paid for them. He didn't need to know. Just get them and I'll win. And they did, as old as time. Except now, everybody can pay.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough, when stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
UCF quarterback Cam Fancher has been cleared to practice after nursing a back injury, but Coach Scott Frost is mum on whether he'll start this week. Florida's defense, they'll be shorthanded this week against Miami. Defensive tackle Caleb Banks is out long-term with an injury suffered last week. And baseball's undefeated now in the weird injury department after the Astros' Jordan Alvarez hurt his ankle when his spike slid across home plate Monday. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
You wouldn't drive a car under the influence, so why would you operate a boat? The FWC wants to remind you that operating a boat while impaired is just as deadly as driving a car and carries the same penalties. Be as safe at sea as you are on land. Visit myfwc.com for more info.
Hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app. He's the Sultan of Salary, our very own sports financial guru. When athletes get paid, he's our go-to guy. He's Mike Giannetti from SpotTrack.com.
Mike Giannetti, our go-to sports financial expert, the best in the business. You can find his work over at SpotTrack.com and catch the SpotTrack podcast weekly, presented by Better Edge. Mike, great day to be a backup quarterback. Among the teams that have to usher in backups, and it looks like there are several of them, who is in the best shape based on how much they have devoted financially, intentionally to that position?
Yeah, it's a conversation that keeps growing every year, I think. It's one of those things that teams have to start pumping a little more money to. It seems like the 49ers have things figured out. That Mac Jones setup last weekend looked good. We'll see if that can carry on for the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. Obviously, the late signing of Carson Wentz has come into the forefront here. We'll see if his experience pays off in Minnesota, and a couple that haven't come to fruition yet. But Buffalo paid a little extra this year for Mitchell Trubisky. That's one of the more premier experienced backups we have in the game right now. So teams are starting to do this. They're starting to see that, by week 3, things can fall off the rails pretty quickly. And obviously, we'll see which one of these teams can maybe hold up the fort here and get into the playoffs with it.
Since this has become a conversation in the last couple of days, I'm curious, who is the highest paid backup quarterback in the NFL?
Well, obviously Cousins, but that wasn't intentional.
I guess I mean more of like the traditional backups.
Yeah, it's actually Marcus Mariota right now, who's making a little over $8 million this year to back up Jaden Daniels, and it looks like that might come into play here soon if Jaden Daniels' need isn't clear here for the next couple of days. So it's Mariota, which is interesting. I don't think that's a name you'd get in the trivia competition right now, but Davis Mills just got $7 million guaranteed to back up C.J. Stroud. So like I said, this number's starting to push up towards that 10 million mark, and I bet we get there by 2026.
Mike, I want to switch gears a little bit. Information keeps trickling out about this Kawhi Leonard story with the LA Clippers and whether the Clippers were intentionally trying to circumvent the salary cap with this endorsement deal with the now defunct company. Some things do look fishy, but I'm wondering, is there any way to tie the Clippers ownership to this purported scheme?
They probably won't get to actual A plus A equals A, right? Actually connect the dots. That seems pretty hard to do at this point in time, but it doesn't have to be that way. If it smells fishy, if it looks fishy, and if there's money tied from Baltimore to this company that indirectly went to Kawhi Leonard, that's enough. That's enough for Adam Silver to kind of usurp this conversation and say, look, this kind of stuff can't even become close. It can't even be out there as a possibility of salary cap circumvention. So I do expect some kind of punishment to be handed out down here just because of the details that we have, which seem to be plenty enough.
Also, we know that cheating goes on at all levels of sports. Do you think, does this happen in the NFL? There were always rumors that, hey, Brady, the Patriots were cheating. Brady was taking less money, but maybe they were supplementing him somewhere else. Do you think this goes on all over sports or not?
Yeah, if you had to put me, into hot take mode, I'd certainly say yes, but I don't have specific examples of, or even really, even really examples that have kind of been thrown out there behind the scenes. The Brady one with the TB12 stuff, that's maybe the closest we have, and the relationship he had with the trainers and things like that. But I'd be naive to sit here and say, with this much money floating around and just how loaded these owners are and these franchises have become, that there's not some sort of wink sponsorship deals happening behind the scenes just to make things happen. And quite frankly, to reel in some free agent fish when it comes down to one or two teams.
In your opinion, Mike, we're talking to Mike Giannetti from SpotTrack.com. Do you think Tom Brady is operating outside of the rules of NFL ownership, partial NFL ownership, by having weekly conversations with Chip Kelly on how to run the Raiders offense?
I mean, it didn't work this week, did it? But I don't know that there's an actual direct connection right now to what Brady's learning week to week in the booth or beforehand in those pre-meetings versus what he is indirectly or directly saying to Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll and the staff. But man, it doesn't look, talk about looking fishy. This is a narrative the NFL just didn't need, right? And I think if Fox wasn't paying $360 million for this guy, this would have been moved on from a long time ago. But there's a couple of entities stuck in a hard place here, and I think we're going to have to deal with this and live with it. And the NFL's trying to say all the right things, but we'd all be naive to think that Brady's not gaining some sort of advantage from this, and then the Raiders are too.
Two other quick things before I cut you loose. Is Baker Mayfield easily the most underpaid quarterback in the NFL among those that aren't still on a rookie deal?
Yes and no. Look, he's making $43 million this year, and I've been hammering for that to increase. And more so, I want him to get more guaranteed money, Brandon. I want to see him secured for 3-4 years like most of these QB1s are on their veteran contracts, because he has been going kind of year to year now for the better part of 3 seasons. So I'm not going to say he's super underpaid at $43 million, but when it gets to December and we start talking about $13 million guaranteed for 2026, that's going to have to change at this point in time, because he's no longer just a rebirth quarterback. He's a legitimate starting quarterback in this league, and it's time for him to be paid long-term like it.
Yeah, easy top 10 guy. Bianchi called him a top 5. Probably a hot take. But can you explain why the Packers felt the need to extend Christian Watson? They have 100 wide receivers. The guy is never on the field. And then I see a story that they're paying him like $11 million. Why? Why even offer him that contract? It made no sense to me.
Yeah, it's funny, and the timing's even more funny, right? Because they actually gave him like a little bit of a raise this year, actually quite a bit of a raise this year. They actually increased their salary cap hit with him this year. So there's not much business sense to do this right now. The only thing we can ascertain is that this is one of the guys. Like, this is one of the guys they actually think they can roll with Jordan Love for the next couple of seasons if he's healthy. He hasn't been healthy. There's a ton of money built into per game active bonuses next year, like almost $2 million. So it's a little bit of funny money when you break down the actual semantics of the contract, but he got a raise this year and he's going to be out the whole season. So something must be going right between that relationship.
Mike Giannetti, our go-to sports financial analyst, the best in the game. You can find his work over at SpotTrack.com, on Twitter at SPOTRAC, and you can download the SpotTrack podcast as well, multiple episodes per week. Thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Up next, we want to hear from you. Text in 50857, also available on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Just tap that microphone icon and fire away. UCF UNC tickets. Central, we'll send you to the Central game coming up next here on Game On.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
It's no secret that in football, special teams can change a game. A big return, a block kick, a perfect punt that pins the other guys deep. In your financial life, special teams are unexpected plays, sudden market drops, inflation spikes, or policy changes after an election. That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. They're constantly monitoring the field, ready to adjust your plan so you can maintain and grow your wealth no matter what comes your way. I've got my own special team now after moving my old 401k and other assets into a portfolio that Trajan built just for me. Founder Jeff Jr., I've told you about him. He's a Marine veteran. He runs Trajan Wealth with the same focus, adaptability, and mission-first mindset he learned in the service. And just like football, preparation is everything. The markets won't wait, but Trajan Wealth, believe me, they will be ready. Call Trajan Wealth at 213-0000 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule that free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Betting exchanges have become the new craze in sports betting, and there is no one on the internet that does it better than BetterEdge. So transparent, so honest, so user-friendly. BetterEdge gives you that little extra advantage that you need. I've said it many times. I've bet on sports for a while. I did not start making money consistently until I started using BetterEdge. I also share competitions every Friday that we can dive into together as well. My Beat Brandon Challenge. Sign up for the first time, get $20 on the house. Just use the promo code BeatBrandon when you sign up at BetterEdge.com or on the BetterEdge app.
Hoping your ride is a safe one on the major highways and roads of Orlando. Right now, all lanes closed, both east and westbound of Alafaya Trail. That's near Winter Park Drive. Seek an alternate route if you can. Beside that, your usual delay of I-4 east and westbound approaching 535. Also, the Turnpike southbound after the Greenway. Those delays are not due to incidents, just your usual stop-and-go flow at this time. Right now, we are incident-free on the 408 as well as the Greenway. Our Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line number is 866-676-8477. I'm Brian Black.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
The new Dell AI PC with Intel Core Ultra helps you fast forward through busy work, like editing images, summarizing meeting notes, responding to Jen's long emails, leaving more time for you time. Get yours at Dell.com/AI-PC.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text free.
Protect your home with Reese Windows and Doors. Trusted for over 50 years to deliver the highest quality factory direct impact windows available, with most installs done in under 8 weeks. And now the giveaway is bigger than ever. Win $25,000 in brand new windows absolutely free. Just text WOW to 20129. Already entered? Then you're automatically eligible to win $25,000 in windows. Don't wait. Text WOW to 20129.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000, 407-213-0000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of cookie cutter barbershops and sterile salons? Yeah, me too. At Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys, they believe today's extraordinary man deserves more than just a haircut. Picture this: premium grooming services in a space that's actually built for men. No pedicure fumes, no take a number chaos, just expert care, craft cocktails, large TV screens. You can watch all the games, and personalized headphones, an atmosphere where you can actually unwind. Because when it comes to men's grooming, they don't cut corners. They redefine the whole experience. Hammer and Nails, come as you are, leave as you want to be.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
When you're injured in a car accident and the insurance company denies your medical bills, denies to pay your lost wages, and won't repair your car, it's time to fight back. Time to call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Orlando.
Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
America's #1 app for radio is iHeart. Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, plus the station you're listening to right now, anytime, anywhere. Join the millions who already have it. Open the free iHeart Radio app today. The #1 app for radio.
You know, they say not all heroes wear capes. Well, that is certainly the case for my go-to real estate agent, Kevin Krager. When you're buying a home, who you work with matters a lot. That's why you need Kevin Krager with LPT Realty on your side. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings in deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what is it that truly sets Kevin apart? Kevin's strong background in construction is second to none in the industry. He knows what to look for. You go on a walk with him through a prospective house of yours, you're going to get the most fundamental information about the foundation to the roof line. He is focused on protecting your investment every single step of the way. And then even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin is loyal to his clients. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades, all at cost for those that buy through him. If you want a trusted guide who knows homes inside and out, Kevin Krager with LPT Realty is there for you today. Your future home will thank you.
#1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeart Radio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The segment brought to you by Burn Pest Control. Joe's team doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. Keep your home protected from the bugs all year long with Burn Pest Control. Get 10% off your initial service if you tell them that I sent you by. That's burnpest.com. They were out at the house today, and the bugs were shaking with fear. Absolutely terrified. And now they're gone. The remaining ones, at least. We got a lot going on the text line today. Mike 50857. Somebody said, Mike and BK, I'm on my way to my honeymoon, a layover in Qatar. I think that's how you say it. I'm now listening to you guys on the iHeartRadio app. It's almost midnight over here. Some overnight radio right now in Qatar for Game On. Is that how you say it, by the way? Am I saying it right?
I don't think you're saying that right.
It said
Qatar or Qatar?
Well, it looks like Qatar, but I remember when they had the World Cup there, the whole big thing was that you're supposed to call it Qatar.
I think you might be right.
I wouldn't just make that up. It doesn't look like Qatar. I'm not losing my mind over here. Just remember that being a thing when the World Cup was going on a couple of years ago.
I like this text. Central needs to beat North on Saturday.
That's perfect. I think UCF should go all the way with this. They already put it in their Twitter bio. I think they should put that up on the screen on Saturday.
I want a poll question, Kravitz, on Pollapalooza.
Tell me.
Should UCF change their name to the University of Orlando or Orlando University, OU, Orlando University? Or University
OU, yeah, because the OU isn't taken by a prominent college.
Okay, but the point is the University of Orlando then.
UOO.
Or the University of Florida, Orlando. UFO. UFO. There you go.
That's awful. Somebody said
the
that
University of Orlando. Kravitz, I can't believe you're not on board with me. First of all, Central Florida has directional school connotations, okay? All right? Orlando is known worldwide as the vacation capital of the world where everybody wants to come. It would help in recruit. I'm going to Orlando, man. A lot of people don't even know where UCF
I don't
is.
even know where I'm going right now because it doesn't say it on
Orlando,
the name.
man. We're gonna go to Disney. Yeah, we're gonna have fun. The happiest place on earth. Yeah. I don't know why you're not on board.
You know what? While we're at it, let's
terrific
change some other college names. You really think Texas A&M wants to be known as an agriculture school? Come on. You can do better than that. What are you doing? No, it's UCF, Mike.
No.
University of Orlando. And UCF is all encompassing. I believe they have campuses that stretch far and wide beyond the city of Orlando.
You know what? In fact, I'm going to go back and find this through the annals. I wrote a column about this years, and I've written a couple columns about this over the years. All right. I think George O'Leary was in favor of it. Yeah. I like University of Orlando.
Wow, if you liked it, I hate it. I hate the idea even more.
Because he hates you.
Hey, daywalker, deadbeat. What do you call me? Did you call me a deadbeat?
Daywalker.
You don't even know me, George. Okay.
He called you a daywalker is what he called you. I don't think he called you. He might have called you a deadbeat.
You know what? I always say hi to him whenever I see the statue on campus, though. Give him a 1-finger salute.
And a texter makes a good point. Please ask on the same poll if USF should change their name to TBU, Tampa Bay. I think they should as well. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's
actually, there's already a University of Tampa.
Exactly. That already exists. There's
not a University of Orlando, though.
They also have campuses in St. Petersburg. So they are also trying to be all encompassing to the area. This isn't just
University of Orlando can be all encompassing to the area. What do people, if you live in Winter Park or Lake Mary or Kissimmee, people still think, oh, you live in Orlando, the greater Orlando.
Well, that's why we need the academic institution of UCF to be accurate in their name. Not like people that live in Kissimmee that say, I live in Orlando. You don't. You live in Central Florida.
You know, I've come up with a great idea.
I don't like it. I do not like it. I like the name the way that it is. The logo looks good. The name is recognizable. I don't want to have to change it.
Okay, but when the Magic changed their logo,
they changed their name. It's not like they changed their.
They changed it. You said you just like the logo. The Magic changed their logo. I love the new logo.
This would be
uniform.
This would be like
so pretty.
This would be like the Magic going. You know what? We're the Winter Park Wizards now. No.
No, it's not. There is a negative. Why do you think Bill Belichick called him Central? All right, because
he's senile.
Well, maybe that has something to do with it, but there is a directional school connotation.
But is it really
Central Florida?
The directional thing, does that really have the negative connotation that it used to? I mean, UCF, from what I understand, the negative connotation of directional in the past was that it was easy to get into. That's not the case anymore for UCF.
Oh, really? Why do you think that UCF, if you don't think it has a negative connotation, why do you think UCF insists on being called UCF instead of the University of Central Florida?
Well, I think that's, see, now we're meeting in the middle here. I think that's silly to get worked up about that. That's your damn name.
Well, that's what UCF, they want to be known as UCF. They don't want to be known as the directional school, the University of Central. Okay.
Well, we have tickets to give away for this game, and you can text that word Central to 50857. Your shot at tickets right now. Text in Central to 50857. Your shot at UCF UNC tickets, or the new rivalry known as Central versus North. Scott Frost. Frost tries to reclaim the North. Text in 50857. Bet it or forget it coming up in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere.